Hello again and welcome to another edition of Tiger Talk here live from Melvin's Restaurant. Stewart Shelby alongside Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill. And coach, congratulations on a big win.
Thanks,
last week, a 54-0 victory over the North Caddo Titans. And after a couple of tough weeks right there, it was kind of nice to maybe have a little breather there in week 4.
It's always good to, where you can get everybody in the ball game and, all the moms and dads get to see their son out on the field. And it's just something that, it's part of being a Neville player. As you grow, you move up the ranks and get a chance to play on Friday nights. But, I was proud of our effort, especially in the first half. We took care of business early, and, it was definitely fun to watch those guys play.
You got a game that you got to get a lot of guys in too as well, which is it's always good to have that early in the season to get some guys some playing experience, some younger guys, some guys that don't see as much regular action.
Right. Well, you can't. There's nothing you can exchange for experience. I mean, anytime you can get on Friday night and you play in front of a big crowd like we did last week, and it just getting kind of the wow factor out of the way at a young age is always good to do. And that definitely the way we played the first half allowed that the second half for sure.
Yeah, running clock pretty much about halfway through the second quarter. North Caddo, to their credit, came out with some great athletes on both sides of the ball. That's another just smaller school, not as much depth.
Right.
And it took its toll there on them there in the second quarter and in there. But you had some talented young men out there. Quarterback was a good player, had some good receivers. So
well, without a doubt, they had some talent, and they'll do some real, they'll play some real good teams here in the future that they'll be ready for. They played us, and they played a couple other tough teams, but they'll definitely be ready to go when it comes district time and playoff time. But you can't take away the athletes that they had on the field. Last year they had a few more athletes and a few more linemen, but this year they were a little shorter on the linemen, but their athletes, man, they could really run fast.
Yeah, new coach there for the Titan program. We definitely wish them the best of luck throughout the remainder of the season. And, we didn't want to – one of the things you always look for in a game like that, especially with a team like we face this Friday in the Ruston Bearcats, is to not look forward, to kind of take care of your business.
Right.
Don't – mess around.
Right.
I get.
Well, that's what we preached all week. We're trying to get better and better each week, and I know in the back of their mind they knew we had Ruston coming up this week, but the fact is that we went out and took care of business and took care of some, I thought took care of some good details offensively, made some adjustments along the way, and had a good night on the field.
Second straight week, the Tigers put up 50 on the scoreboard, and it leads to a lot of highlights. So let's get into them. We have a few of them right there. Just and before we get into those highlights, that first segment's provided by. Sponsored by our good friends down there on Forsyth Avenue at Mickel Sports. Go see them for all your team jersey needs or anything. They got Neville gear, they've got OCS gear, St. Fred's gear. They've got all the gear for your Friday night events, so for the fall and as well. So you go out there and see Holly and Eric and Bougie and the rest of the gang there at H. Michael's. Okay, let's get into these highlights. It's going to start off. You win the toss, coach, and this time you took a different route.
Yeah.
You take the football, and it paid off for you because Jalen Nichols gets you going here with a 50-yard scamper.
That's a great block by the left side there. It's just inside zone play, run it every Friday night. And he pops it for about 50 yards the other night. And, just a great job of blocking there by offensive line.
Well, you get off to a quick start, 7-0. You give North Caddo gets the ball right there, and then your defense, which played well all night. Keeping a 0 on the board, no matter who you're playing, is a tough road to hoe. So this one, I believe, is Butcher forces a fumble here. And then Graves takes it in for a score.
Yeah, good throw out there by the quarterback. Way to run to the football right there. Butcher came from behind, popped it out, and look.
That's Graves.
Yeah, Robert Graves, third, picked that ball up, took it into the house. I think that's his second touchdown of the year.
Second straight defensive score, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the as far
steak dinner for a defensive score, man. We had that today. So
the boys got fed, and I'm sure they're looking for that.
I'll do it every week
if you have
want
to
keep scoring.
That's right.
Love it when our defense scores. Makes it easier on offense.
We wanted to show this highlight because it was one of the best runs I've seen from the year, even though it was negated. We did have a deal, but this was Jayshawn White's 51-yard touchdown right here.
Good pitch right there, Amon. I don't know who they called a penalty on, but
I do.
Is he here tonight?
He may be. He may be. I mean, it wasn't much. It was actually. I thought.
But
it was
you know
a good
what
block.
I really like there is good blocking down the field by our tight ends and wide receivers, and got him in the end zone. But got called back, but we'll be all right.
It was. I mean, it's just one of those unfortunate deals. It's a call that could have gone either way, and Neville got the flag. You know, sometimes in those games where you're heavily favored,
right?
You know, the referees tend to maybe side a little bit to kind of keep the game at, not under control, but at bay there, and anything questionable might go against you and make you work a little bit harder.
Yeah, I thought it was a little questionable, but I understand the logic behind it. But, it was a heck of a run by Jayshon. It was a great job of blocking by all our guys.
All right, so I think he ended up punting here on that drive, and then Jake Deal comes in and has a nice little pooch punt down inside the 10.
Yeah, got a good little roll here. They let it roll, and we got it all the way down to about the 5 or 6 yard line there. That's how it's drawn up. That's what we work on every week.
Yeah, it's just, special teams, starting from the first of the year, continuously building on that, getting better each week. It's going to be important as the season goes forward. Then Samra'el gets in for, you were still swapping the quarterbacks here, and John Mickel here with a nice run.
Yeah, this is a RPO. We're trying to throw that ball to the tight end there, and they got him covered, and then he just slipped around the end and, made his way in the end zone. It's another good run, good blocking down the field again by our wide receivers.
Well, the defense steps up again. This time Connor Vinson strips the football. Jaden Webb, I believe, is the man who finishes him off, and another forced fumble.
Good outside blitz there. Took a pretty good angle, and then we popped it loose again. It looks like Jaden picked that up. I'm not sure.
It was Jaden had the deal. I forgot which defensive back. Couldn't really see who pounced on it. It looked like Vincent had ripped it out, and but Jaden made sure he separated him from the football.
Yep.
And another big game from Jaden Webb. 94 has really had a great season to this point.
Well, he's got a high motor, man. He plays hard. He works hard every day in practice. He carries practice on to the game field, and when he gets lined up right, man, he's hard to stop.
Yeah, John Mickel again. He had 2 rushing touchdowns on the evening. Here's his second one, I believe, from 21 yards out.
Yeah, run a little zone option play there, and quarterback kept it. He just slipped right around the edge. He's got good speed, good feet, man. When he gets loose, and he's like another tailback out there.
Now, this next play, forgive me, I guess technically it's an onside kick, but it's kind of like
it's actually a pooch
kick here.
Kicked it perfectly right over the front line.
So let's go watch this. You see this, and for a minute there, it looked like everybody was on it, and then right here at the end, it squirted out. It was kind of a
Fumblerooski.
Yeah,
it's good hustle right there.
Malik Grayson ended up recovering that
one. Good motor too. Like
sophomore,
yeah. He plays hard, man. He plays hard. But no, that's a great little kick. We looked at it all week about punching over the front line, and once the ball hits the ground, man, it's
free throw.
Yeah,
you get after it. It's find the football and get on.
No doubt about it.
Fumble drill. Yeah. All right, Fuller gets back in action, and then he hits Hanlon for about a 31-yard touchdown right here.
Little stop right out there about 7 yards, and broke a tackle, and then cut it right all the way across the field. And then he picks up a block right there by Trenton Dumas.
Yeah, Dumas did a good job blocking downfield for you all night.
Without pushing him in the back and all that stuff, he played it smart.
All right, here's the defense again. This is almost an interception on a bad snap there on the punt. Gets over the punter's head, and
Yeah,
at the time
we were going to pick that off. That's a great hustle right there by Robert and Alan Parker.
It bounced around a lot. Fortunate for North Caddo is really that the ball hit the turf because it took away not only a huge loss, but you had to. It was 4th down. You did get the ball back, but about 30 yards further away from the end zone than you got it.
No doubt.
All right, so from there, Jay Sean White gets his touchdown from about 12 yards out right here.
Looks like inside zone again and just beat them to the edge. You know, I thought our offensive line fixed a lot of problems we had the week before and got a whole lot better this week.
Yeah, it's
going to be needed this Friday for sure.
It definitely is. Here's another turnover before we get to half, and this way your defense comes in and the pitch is juggled. Brody Whiteley, I think, had visions of the end zone right there.
He was trying to score another touchdown. But, it's just great pursuit by the defense. And you know, they saw in that one picture, there was 6 of them in the picture going after the football. So it's just great pursuit and great effort by our defense.
It was 41-0 at half. The clock started running right there. You come out in the second half, and a big hit here on the second half kickoff. Kickoff to North Caddo, and this is how it started for the Titans.
Short kick.
Sergio Iliev.
Down to about 15. And I didn't know if he was going to get on it or not. But it's a great job of going after the football there. And I think that was
Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed looked like
it was the first man there. And, apologies
another young good player.
To one of your other kickers, Sergio's been doing some kickoff, but it's Iliev. We would call him Alderete, and they finally corrected us.
They got us right.
We got it right.
Good.
So
I just call him Sergio.
Yeah, well, that's what we might.
That's easier for me.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So after that, you get the ball back, and Brock Jordyn. You getting some other guys in here. Gets a young Zealand Young in the end zone for a touchdown.
Fade right back corner of the end zone.
Great catch by Zealand.
Great catch. He's been working hard on his timing. He's a big, tall receiver out there. Good to put down there. In that type of situation, even in big games. Those guys that can long arms that can get up a little bit. We need to use those as many times as we can.
All right, Clarence Betts with a forced fumble, and I believe Alan Parker is going to recover this one.
Yeah, Clarence popped it out of there. I think Alan Parker was trying to score right there too, but a good hustle by both of them, and we did a good job of punching that ball out the other night. That's something I'm sure they work on every day, but I mean it's it's hard to get it done in a ball game, but when you can, it helps out a whole bunch.
All right, your final score of the night was Tardashi Lemons coming in, and it was just
popped one down the sideline.
He did a little 51-yarder right here.
Yeah, good blocking right there by Jacob McCarty.
Nice cut there at about the 30.
Well, he's got great feet, man. He just weighs about $120.
Yeah,
and
he's a little guy.
He's shifty. He knows our offense really well, man. He works hard every day.
54-0 was the final. It was a great win. Put you at 4-0 heading into Ruston week. Always a big week around Neville, and we're gonna look forward to talking about that coming up in our last segment. But thoughts just from last week?
Just proud of the way we handled ourselves during the ball game. It was took care of business early, got some of those older guys out and gave them a little breather, and let some of the younger guys get in there and get some experience. And just proud of the way we've handled ourselves through 4 weeks of the season. I'm just talking about working at practice. I mean, it's just something that we're getting better at practicing, and that makes the season a whole lot better because and I know after 5 or 6 weeks in this heat, and the heat doesn't look like it's going anywhere, but we had 3 good days this week. So, just looking forward to this week against Ruston and just proud of the way our guys played last week.
All right, once again, congratulations on the win. Time for a break. When we come back, we'll have a couple of senior Bingle Bells join us. We'll talk about their summer as well as the success they had this summer as well as the success they're having on the field at halftimes here this fall.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. We're here live from Melvin's as we are every Wednesday night. Starting at 6:30, and we're coming to you on the Neville Tiger Network and Sunday 98.3. We'll be back right after this break.
At Marion State Bank, we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and part of your community. With branches in Marion, Farmerville, Sterlington, Drew, and soon to be West Monroe, we're excited to be growing alongside you. Whether it's opening that first savings account, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Don't forget about MSB Mortgage in Monroe.
I'm Robert Lane.
And I'm Ben Jones with Marion State Bank.
And we live where you live.
Marion State Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you've been injured in an accident, you could be compensated in several different areas. You may have personal physical injuries. You may have financial injuries. You may have lost wages. These are all things that we can put our experience to work for to help you here at Parker Alexander.
Call David's Mobile Detail and Power Wash for all your detailing and power washing needs and soft washing capabilities too. They detail cars, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, boats, and even planes. They offer commercial and residential hot water power washing on nearly all surfaces including concrete, wood, and stucco. Give them a call 547-3233 or visit them online at davidsmobiledetail.com or stop by 2501 Washington Street in Monroe. David's Mobile Detail and Wash, proud supporter of Neville Tiger football.
Strong teams accomplish great things by working together. The Neville Tigers and Origin Bank know all about the value of teamwork and the positive impact it has within a community. These strong teams have joined forces to support the Salvation Army of Monroe, offering a helping hand to an outstanding organization that serves people in need throughout Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville High School have strengthened our community for generations and are proud to continue to enrich the lives of others. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
And welcome back, everybody, to the second segment here on Tiger Talk. And second segment is brought to you by our good friend Frank Nettles at Frank Nettles Automotive. As you can see, I've got a couple of Bingle Bells here with me. I've got Jordyn Lewis, Samra'el Spivey. How are everybody? Welcome the Bingle Bells to Tiger Talk. See how easy this is? Clap for you and everything. Ladies, senior year at Bingle Bells, tell me, each one of y'all, start with you, Jordyn, how long have y'all been dancing at Bingle Bells?
I've been dancing since I was a sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Same. Well, I think when y'all were freshmen, they didn't have the freshmen.
We had to be Tigerettes.
Yeah, to be Tigerettes. Okay, so we just started that a couple of years ago. So, but 3 years with the Bingles. And Coach Jessica and y'all really, I mean, the production value that I've seen over the past few years, it's kind of like the evolution of that production has gotten bigger and bigger. Y'all have added so many pieces. Talk a little bit about how y'all come up with some of these dances.
Actually, it's really easy, but it's the stamina that we have to have because we have to learn both the field dance and a pep rally dance for each week. We don't duplicate the dances, so it's really hard, but it can be easier sometimes. We can mix and match some stuff and make a dance or something.
Well, yeah, I have noticed that it's different at the pep rally than it is at the games. So Jordyn, I'll ask you, which one do you like more, pep rallies or the game?
Pep rallies for sure because it's more creative. When we're dancing at games, it's more for alumni to make sure that they see us in a new light. Make sure that they remember that we're still just as good as we used to be. Mm-hmm. But when it's at the pep rallies for the student body, and we have to be creative so they can engage with us.
Well, it definitely is working on both ends. I think y'all are accomplishing both things. So let's talk about the summer. Y'all, they don't call you the award-winning Bingle Bells for nothing. Let's talk about some of those awards. I know that you guys put together a nice little award list from y'all summer camps. Samra'el, tell me about some of the things you won.
When we go to camp, we get ribbons and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's drill down ribbons, spirit ribbons, depending on how well you did, ribbons, stuff like that. We learned 3 dances, but we only performed 2. Mm-hmm. And one of them is alone, and then another is with the whole team. And the one we did with the team, we got first place, but alone, like we get our own ribbons.
Kind of like your own ribbons and ratings and, you know, a lot of nice honors. I know when Ms. Jessica introduced y'all, it took a while because y'all definitely racked up a lot of accolades. So, Jordyn, what's next? You know, I know you have the games. We got football season, but what's next after football is over for the Bengals?
We're going to start preparing for state and nationals in February. Last year, you know, it's been a couple years since we went. So after football season, the work ethic's going to get harder.
It's going to get harder, even harder. Wow. So, and y'all do put in a lot of work. You know, I'm around the school enough to know that I'm always hearing some type of music going on, and you girls are dancing and putting things together. It's not for the faint of heart. You know, a lot of people look at, you know, Bengals, cheerleaders, a lot of the support groups, and they just see them on Fridays. But the work you ladies put in is very, very impressive, and it doesn't go unnoticed by a lot of us. So, did y'all grow up dancing? I mean, was that y'all in kinda? You said kinda. You said yes.
Yeah, but I've never done studio dance. Like I just did dance with school and stuff.
I gotcha.
And I did studio dance for maybe 2 years, and then I left to be part of Neville.
Okay, so when y'all get to Neville, I mean, what kind of attracted y'all to the Bingle Bells? Just y'all like to dance and perform?
And I'm pretty sure we both been watching them since we were younger.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I want to be that when I get older.
My sister was a Regal at Lee. So I was just like, I want to follow in her footsteps. And every Friday I was like, oh my goodness, it's the Bengals. I want to try out. And then I did. So.
And you made it. And now you're on Tiger Talk with all of it.
It feels surreal.
Well, look, I mean, y'all, every week I keep telling everybody, and this is for years and years and years. It's been a Neville tradition, and to be part of some of those traditions, and, you know, actually kind of not, I would say amending those traditions, because you have the traditional uniforms, but what y'all have started doing in the past few years has been, I think, really breathed some new life into what the Bingle Bells are and are going to be. You know, those theatrical performances really strike a chord with a lot of the fans and the students, and I think it really plays. Y'all, I think we talked a couple of weeks ago, but you involved a couple of other. You know, you've got teachers involved, and you had like the Boom fraternity gets involved. So it's kind of sharing that performance with other parts of the school. I think that's a really cool deal. Y'all enjoy that part of it?
I do. I think everyone should get noticed every once in a while.
So how do you pick your teachers when you get them involved? Do you have to bribe them?
Not really. I feel like they get excited to dance with us. I think they like it, but we don't really recruit. Like it's just like,
hey, do you want to be part of this?
Yeah.
And they definitely agree. Well, that's awesome. Look, doing a great job. I ask everybody that comes on, like, what is y'all's favorite part about being a Neville Tiger and being a Bingle Bell or whatever else? What do you most look forward to?
To me, it's probably the tradition. Like, I really love structure when it comes to stuff like that. Like, a lot of people talk about certain things, like when it comes to different high schools and stuff like that. But for Neville, it's always a tradition for me. Like, I really love that.
And how about you, Jordyn?
Neville, it's always been like spirit groups, because the whole reason I wanted to come to Neville was because I saw how involved everyone was, not just, you know, the students, like the administrators, alumni. Like, I haven't seen anywhere else where it's just like feels almost like a family. Like everyone is involved, like everyone's playing a part, like everyone's just as important.
Well, you definitely kind of hit the nail on the head, both of y'all. I really appreciate y'all being on with us here on Tiger Talk. Y'all did a great job, and I'll let you go back and finish y'all's dinner. So, all right, Samra'el, Spivey, and Jordyn Lewis, everybody. We've reached another break time here. When we come back, we're going to have a couple of the Tiger football players here join us right after this break. So stay tuned for more Tiger Talk right after this.
You were an entrepreneur before you knew what an entrepreneur was. The boss of every stuffed animal in the toy box. The kid who had strategy and passion from day one. You ran a lemonade stand that actually turned a profit. Every day, Origin helps people like you who've always had the vision to see the full potential of any idea and make connecting people to their dreams is our passion. Every great relationship has an origin story. Start yours today.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
In today's real estate market, you need an experienced team to navigate your buying and selling decisions. I'm Misty Hodge with Keller Williams Realty. Let my group use their combined 45 years. We know purchasing or selling a home can be a stressful experience, but not when you choose the Misty Hodge Group. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, give us a call. 318-348-5945 or go to mistyhodge.com. That's MISTIHAJJ.com. We support this community and go Tigers.
If you've lost a loved one through the fault of someone else, call Parker Alexander today or visit parkeralexander.com for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizza, 9, 12, or 14 inch. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta noodles. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the Subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
All right, everybody, welcome back as we return to the stage here at Melvin's Restaurant. We're here every Wednesday night at 6:30 to talk about Neville football and all things kind of Neville. So we're glad that you've joined us on Sunday 98.3 as well as the Neville Tiger Network. And we are joined once again by a couple of Tiger football players. To my left is Isaac Jungina, a Tiger receiver and a punter and slash kicker, or a jack of all trades in the special teams game, Jake Deal. So, guys, welcome to Tiger Talk. Glad you were able to make it.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so, Jake, I'll start with you. Working your way to kind of taking over the starting kicking job, it took you a few years, but you persevered, and now you're getting your spot here as a senior. Talk about maybe that journey and when you decided to kind of start kicking and from then to now.
I started kicking when I was young, probably about like 6th grade, because I grew up playing soccer, so I was familiar with just like going through the motions, and I've always enjoyed it. And just getting to high school, there's always been a lot of special teams guys. Like I remember my sophomore year, we had Tommaso, Briard, Chandler, and they all three did different stuff, and so we always have a bunch of special teams guys. So we've been so I had to wait my turn, and now
you got your opportunity, and you're doing the best with it. Been impressed with the special teams thus far. We talked about that. Seems like everything's getting kind of progressively better as it's like any other position.
Yeah, we're definitely getting better each week,
and it's definitely an important part of the football game. And Isaac, same deal. Both of y'all have been guys that are program guys. You came in, you did your work, freshman, sophomore, worked harder, and then now getting an opportunity to play as a senior. Talk about that journey for you.
Yes, sir. And the dudes that I've kind of watched since I've been here as a freshman, and really since I've grown up supporting Neville, they've really been a good example. So now that it's my time, that I just do and learn from what they've done in the past. So,
well, Neville's not a place. It's rare that you come in as a freshman, even sometimes as a sophomore, and get significant playing time. Sometimes it takes to your senior year to where you can get, I'm not saying any minutes are insignificant, but you know what I'm talking about, being able to get out there and show your stuff, and definitely worth the wait, being in there. You're coming on, and now in your senior season, 4-0. Let's talk about, goals that you set for yourself earlier this season. I know there's team goals and everything, but talk about some of the goals you set for yourself. I'll start with you, Isaac.
I just wanted to win as many ball games and contribute and be a leader for this team. And I've seen so many, like I said, great leaders. Like there's been Jaden Gibson last year, who I was behind, and he's, one of my brothers. And then like Brady Menzina and all of them, and Aaron Jackson, like all the people before me. Just be a good leader, and no matter good or bad, pick everybody up and talk with my play and not my words. And
it's been a deep wide receiver room.
Definitely has.
For many years. Been a lot of talent through there. Jake, what goals for you coming into this year?
Just wanted to make as many kicks as I could, just do my part. Just it's a fine line to what's good and bad with my position, so I just wanted to do as good as I can.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Dealing with, you're kind of on an island out there. It's been the cliche, the lonely kicker. You go when you go to practice and you kick all day, and then you go back, and then everybody expects you to make everything there, and you make more than your share. I guess you can say so. Like a perfect scenario, what would you say? As a kicker, what are you looking to do? What do you like doing the most? You had like that. We talked about that pooch kick that we recovered. Is it like an onside kick? Is it a 50-yard field goal, or what do you think you get the most, rush from?
I mean, the best feeling is just making a deep field goal, put points on the board, just come off the field feeling great, but a good punt and is always good too, and a good kickoff.
And Isaac, what about you, man? Like, what's kind of gets you going on the football field? Is it good blocks? I mean, a big catch?
Definitely starting out like getting good blocks and helping other people, run behind me, and obviously, catching a big first down on third or fourth down, and then like any like short passes, and then hope as we get onto the game, maybe the deep stuff opens up. So definitely, and obviously scoring, like getting in the end zone, but mainly getting everybody else involved. And I feel like once we get into a rhythm.
Well, the Neville game has always been a team game, especially offensively. We spread it out, run the football a lot. Started throwing it a little bit more over the past few years, but it's not like you can just take a route and take one off, because even if they're not throwing it, they're not coming to you, you do have a role
still
there,
have an assignment,
and being able to watch you block downfield and create those lanes. That's what a lot of people don't see. You focus on where the ball goes, and then all of a sudden a guy breaks it, but they don't see you downfield making some nice blocks and being able to spring those runners. So we were kind of joking around during the break, about questions that I'd ask you, and then y'all both implied that we're two of the biggest football nerds maybe that we have. But I mean, talking about the academic side of things, both y'all young men are excel not on the field but also in the classrooms. Let's talk about some of your favorite classes that we have for at Neville that you've been through.
For me, it'd be Miss Booth. That'd be my third period. And I love every day going in there and having fun. And I like English. I'd say math is not my strong suit, but English I love just reading and reading and like reading, just like going into a different place and like learning like different, like to get better at like speaking and writing. That'd be my class.
Jake, what about you, man?
I always love my math classes. I'm a math person.
You're the math guy?
Any class with Miss Smith or Mr. Rogers I've been in, I've enjoyed.
Well, it's a numbers game, especially from kicking to anywhere else. It's all about angles and launch angles and all that kind of stuff, right? So, all right, quickly, both of y'all have been at Neville this whole time. Talk about, growing up, and y'all have grown up kind of around the program, familiar with the program. I mean, what's been, as you in your senior season, what's kind of your favorite takeaway from your time at Neville High School?
I love this family, like the tradition that, we are as like in Neville, that we can just rally around any game, whether it be Ruston or any game, and the way that this community is a real big family. And ever since I've, been a kid running around in the back of the end zone, throwing the ball around, like I'm like watching Neville on Friday nights. I just love like the atmosphere and all that.
Jake?
Yeah, I just love being a part of this too, going out and seeing the stands all packed out, knowing that that many people come and care about us. It's great seeing how good of a community we have.
Well, it's been fun watching you guys grow up. I've known y'all since y'all were little, and watching you grow up throughout and into this program and sticking with it says a lot about you guys as young men. And I know there's going to be a lot of success in y'all's future, not only on the field but off as well. And we appreciate you taking the time out and hanging out with us a couple of minutes here on Tiger Talk. So Jake Deal, Isaac Jungina. So nice little round of applause for these two guys. Wishing them good luck this Friday night versus those Bearcats. Okay, another break. When we return, we'll talk with the OC, Taylor Burch, and see what he has to say about this season, as well as any insight he can give us on these Ruston Bearcats this Friday night. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back right here on Tiger Talk. Winning is synonymous with Neville High School and Williams Orthodontics. Where the Neville Nation strives to finish strong on the field, court, or diamond, Dr. Kevin Williams and his staff share the same passion to deliver outstanding smiles to all patients in North Louisiana and South Arkansas. If you or anyone in your family are needing an orthodontic consultation, call the friendly staff at Williams Orthodontics to schedule an appointment so you too can be on the road to a winning smile. Williams Orthodontics says, "Go Tigers."
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nukes, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nukes Eatery.
This is why I run.
Strong teams accomplish great things by working together. The Neville Tigers and Origin Bank know all about the value of teamwork and the positive impact it has within a community. These strong teams have joined forces to support the Salvation Army of Monroe, offering a helping hand to an outstanding organization that serves people in need throughout Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville High School have strengthened our community for generations and are proud to continue to enrich the lives of others. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
Here at Parker Alexander, we obtain justice for those who've been injured due to the negligence of others. Whether that's in a car accident, a truck accident, wrongful death, we also make our community safer. We hold violators accountable.
This is State Senator Stewart Cathy Jr. And 4 years ago, when you elected me, I promised to always fight for you in Baton Rouge. Fighting for what's right isn't new to me. I've devoted my life to serving my country and my community. It's been a privilege to serve you. Now, I humbly ask you to entrust me once again with your vote. Let's continue our mission of defending our shared values and advocating for a better future. Because honor and service aren't what people say, it's what they do.
Welcome back, everybody, as we return to Tiger Talk here at Melvin's Restaurant. Great crowd here at Melvin's, as there is each and every Wednesday evening, and hopefully you can come out soon and join in on the fun. And we've now made it to our coaches talk segments here at the back end of Tiger Talk. And you see to my left is Neville Offense Coordinator Taylor Burch. Taylor, man, welcome to Tiger Talk.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
As a former player, now a coach, I believe you're in your 6th year, correct, here coaching
yes.
here at Neville. Give us a little idea of how it's kind of come along for you. I mean, we just had, you're a father.
Yes.
For the first time.
He almost cried his way onto the network.
He might. He still might get an appearance here if we get him.
He realizes I'm up here.
He's like, wait, he wants the spotlight, Taylor. So, but no, maybe talk about how it's kind of changed. Now with a son and still coaching all these young men, it's almost like you always have about 70 or 80 kids that you're worrying about. And now here, see, look, there we go.
There he is. All right.
There we go. Let's introduce. This would be the first baby on Tiger Talk. Tell us.
Ollie B.
Ollie B.
Ollie B.
is eating his.
Uh-oh. You ended up on TV.
Well, so talk about, maybe that transition. Now, you can see he's definitely very attached to you. How do you keep him off the sidelines on Friday night?
Oh, well, I think, first off, it takes a tremendous other half, which I have, and Hannah, and, tremendous support system with the rest of my family, and outstanding head coach who understands and supports his coaches and wanting to be there for our families, and we're all blessed to have the leadership we have, and like I said, the people at home that we have to support us to spend the hours away from them and from the little ones, and so there's been some adjustment, and but like you see tonight, you just roll with it and
there you
and
go.
make it happen.
That's right. Well, let's talk about this year. Had a lot of changeover in players on the offensive side of the football. Why don't you take us through a couple of your guys here that have come into the fray here in 2023?
Yeah, so losing the seniors we lost last year at position I'm with receivers, we lost Jaden Gibson, and that was it. And so being deep in the receiver room this year, we got to see Ike a minute ago, and great leadership group has been, it's been interesting to see the transition from those guys who, the 4 seniors we have now, stepping into that role of what they saw last year from one, which was unique, and I told all of them in exit meetings last year. It was so interesting to see. You got one guy as a senior who was trying to be a senior leader every day, and whether everyone in the group meshed with his style or not, there's nobody else to bounce off of. So I gave tremendous credit to him last year and said, look, whether you agreed, disagreed, liked, didn't like, what he did on a daily basis as the senior leader, he gave tremendous effort, and I appreciated him for that. And he did a good job, and I think these guys that have now stepped into the senior role, Bradley Hanlon, Isaac Jungina, Tamarian Wade, and is it just 3?
On the seniors?
No, and T-Dot and Tyler Dotson.
Tyler
Those guys have done a really good job, and they're all 4, just quality program guys. They really are, and like Ike said, they've had good ones to look up to in the past, and it's really, paved the way for them, and they've done a great job taking the reins this year, and are a good leadership group in our meeting room. So,
it's not just the players. You got a good group of offensive coaches as well.
Absolutely.
That are with you each and every week. Let's talk about a couple of those guys, if you don't mind.
Man, I'm just an organizer. These guys are phenomenal football coaches. Coach Chad Johnson, Coach Jeff Gregory, Jeff Tannehill, and Leonard Caesar are, our room is interesting. Our room is fun, and we do a great job, I think, of leaving egos at the door on Sundays and in the weekends of, we just bounce ideas off, and, when we disagree, we agree to disagree, and we find the best thing that's right for these kids and the best thing we want to take to the field on Friday night. And I feel like, being together for the years we've been together, we've meshed really well, and we work, like I said, we bounce off each other and work really well together, and I'm just the one who writes it all down and calls it on Friday nights. So they do a tremendous job. I appreciate the heck out of them and all they help me and us as the Neville Tigers.
Well, it's been an interesting year, like you said. It's not that replacing a lot of receivers or anything else. You got a lot of new faces on the offensive line. A lot of new faces at quarterback. Do you like having a couple of games early? You walk right into it, and you got Evangel, and you're in a dogfight.
Yes. Overtime week 1.
That's
what you look forward to.
You ask
right into it.
As a coach, would you rather have just a couple of warm-up games coming into this, or would you rather just get thrown into the fire and see what you got?
Off the top of my head, we got sophomore starter, Van Martinez up front, and he's got the Evangel Eagles, and where's the strength of their defense? At end. In his face. And just, to be thrown into the fire like that as a young sophomore that's never played a snap of varsity football, and boom, week 1, here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
4 quarters plus 1.
Yeah.
And so it is neat, and the rest of them that aren't sophomores but are first-year starters.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really good to see the way our coaches mesh with them, the way they mesh as a group, as a unit, as an offense, especially like you said with 2 quarterbacks rolling in there and trying to get their feet solidified in their exchanging role that they're in right now, and doing a good job with like you said, it's interesting. It is it's fun every day. It is, and on a Sunday, it makes a Sunday interesting to plan with all of it. And hey, we might could have done this with Twin Tower 6-7 tackles a couple years ago, but hey, we got youngins now, and trying to find out what they're best at and what we are best at with them, and they're coming along great, doing a great job, busting their tail every day, and it's a really good unit with chemistry. It is at every position group. The selfishness you just don't see in this group from position to position, and it works well Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday nights you get to see the product of just unselfish ball. We have 2 quarterbacks, and then we have 3 running backs rolling in, and then we talked about the receiver plethora already, and then you have Thomas Campbell and Jalen Smith at tight end rolling in and out, and so it's just they do a really good job. They play unselfish football. They want it just as bad for the dude next to them and the dude in front, behind, whatever you'll call it, as they do for themselves, and it's a credit to the coaching staff, to Coach Herndon, and the culture he creates in the weight room with Coach Lawrence, and just it carries over into day-to-day work.
Oh, you speak about the unselfishness. I mean, that's been a tradition at Neville. It's you play for the guy next to you on both sides, and you try to keep that going because the ball doesn't come to everybody every play.
That's
Can't
right.
do it.
Wish we could.
Yeah.
Wish we could. I really do.
Could.
Wish I could bounce it to everybody every play.
Well, it's always a challenge. You coming in high school, people come and they go.
That's right.
It's part of the deal, part of the job, and you've managed it pretty well. We're glad to have you here at Neville.
I appreciate it. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Well, thanks for being able to come in here and with the family, I know the young family, and making some time for us here on Tiger Talk. So
I think he's eating all of my tacos, so I'm going to go see if there's any left.
There might be a couple left. All right, Taylor Burch, everybody. All right, we got one more segment left here on Tiger Talk. We'll welcome Coach Tannehill back in with us, and we'll talk about those Ruston Bearcats and talk about the Players of the Week from last week, sponsored by Origin Bank. Stay with us, everybody.
Truck accidents are different from car accidents. With trucks, you've got federal regulations that may apply all over the land. You need an attorney who's experienced in handling these cases, who knows all those federal laws, and has years of experience fighting for our clients.
In today's real estate market, you need an experienced team to navigate your buying and selling decisions. I'm Misty Hodge with Keller Williams Realty. Let my group use their combined 45 years. We know purchasing or selling a home can be a stressful experience, but not when you choose the Misty Hodge Group. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, give us a call. 318-348-5945 or go to mistyhodge.com. That's MISTIHAJJ.com. We support this community, and go Tigers.
We know you. You were the kid in the garage taking everything apart just to see how it worked. The teenager who stayed up late brainstorming and put it all in a business plan. You knew how to build a great team and then lead it. Origin helps entrepreneurs like you every day, from the corner of the garage to the corner office. Connecting people to their dreams is our passion. Every great relationship has an origin story. Start yours today.
Sleepy Hollow Furniture and the Falk family proudly support our Neville Tigers. Just like the wide variety of athletics and academics Neville excels in, Sleepy Hollow offers your premium mattresses and adjustable bases, every kind of home furniture, and just in time for your favorite season, quality in-stock patio furniture ready for the big game. Come shop your Neville Tiger family at Sleepy Hollow Furniture.
When Neville Nation craves delicious fast food, there's only one place that comes to mind: Sonic Drive-In on North 18th. Whether it's a breakfast toaster on your way to work or school, one of the many lunch combos, a mid-afternoon Route 44 cold drink, a pregame popcorn chicken, or a postgame Sonic Blast, the Sonic on North 18th Street has you covered. So drive through or park and wait for a friendly car hop today to find out why our Sonic is the Sonic on North 18th Street in Monroe. It's definitely Tiger approved.
Welcome back as we're watching some new commercials that we produced this week as Will Anders.
Yes,
he,
Will Anders.
He does what he does.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad y'all get the laugh out of some of that.
Hey, before we get too deep into our fifth segment here, let's talk about some of your players of the week, sponsored by Origin Bank from last Friday night. Had a couple of good ones, good performances here. Let's talk about let's start with Taylor Quinn.
Taylor Quinn, he's been playing solid all year for us at center. We had him on the show last week, just doing an outstanding job for us. He graded real high the other night. Our offensive line played outstanding, so he made our player of the week.
Defensively,
Jaden Webb, man, he's had a motor. He's had a great year so far. We're going to have a great effort out of him and some of the other guys on the defensive line Friday night. But he had a great night the other night. Man, he's got a motor that just doesn't quit. So, again, these two guys are going to play heavily for us Friday night against those Bearcats.
Yeah, you talk about these Ruston Bearcats. They sit with a 4-0 record. Yes, I know people have told me put it 3-1 or whatever. Look, they did lose to Warren Easton, but Warren Easton hadn't played an eligible person. So, I mean, it's 4-0, and they come in highly ranked in Class 5A. Tigers highly ranked in Class 4A. But anytime, this is the second longest rivalry in
state of
Louisiana behind Haynesville and Homer. We say it every year. Every year. I think there's maybe a 5 or 6 game differential. Neville a little bit heavier on the win side than Ruston, but anytime these two get together, very rarely is it a blowout or a big win. It's always a tight contest. It could go either way, no matter how good Neville's supposed to be or how good Ruston's supposed to be. It always seems to just kind of come back and respect the rivalry. So maybe before we get into this year's rivalry, you played in some Neville-Ruston games. I know you talk about Taylor. There's been coaches that played in that. We've witnessed these games for as long as I've been alive.
I'll go all the way back to the 70s when Coach Gary Roberts and Phil Roark and Bob Lane and those guys played. And in the 80s, of course, you had the Maurice Nelsons, Conroy Hines, Courtney Wallace's dad.
Big Courtney.
Oliver Lawrence. Those great Neville and Ruston teams went head-to-head. And they beat each other. They both broke 2 of the longest winning streaks. Ruston broke ours, and then we broke theirs later, in that early 80 period. Then you move on to the late 80s when I played, my brother played. We beat Ruston in the
regular season
for the district championship. They won the state championship. My brother plays, Raymond Malcolm, Brad Laird, the coach of Northwestern.
The 90 team.
The 90 team was the national champion team.
Yeah.
So there's been some great teams that played each other. It's a great football game. It's a great atmosphere every year we play. Since Coach Ball and I have been coaching against each other, it's been 3 unbelievable ball games all the way down the wire, all 3 games. And, one of them was in 3 overtimes. The other one we won in the last 30 seconds of the game on a long pass. And then last year we had a 2-minute drive, went all the way down to about the 20. It's been a heck of a ball game. It's fun to be a part of this. This is a playoff atmosphere that you get in week 5. It helps prepare you for physical football teams. Anytime that we play each other, it's going to be physical. So we're going to try to match that physicality this week and try to get after their tails a little bit.
The past few years, a lot of the talk has been about the high-profile recruits on our side of the football or our side of the town. Ruston, it's kind of flipped back to Ruston's side. You've got some high-profile guys.
There's some real good corners and some defensive linemen. And linebackers.
You got a young receiver. You got some defensive linemen that are over there. They play well up front. I mean, any Ruston team you go, you're going to have to do some or try to figure out a way to deal, especially with that defensive front.
Oh yeah, they're very, most of them are back from last year, so that half their defense is back from last year. The other half played a lot. The defensive front. We've worked all week on things that we can do to manipulate them and try to get angles on those guys. they talk about their defense that's all you hear about every time I get interviewed. It's a question about their defense, and they do have a strong defense. But I like our defense too, Stewart. We've got some guys that play hard and fast and play physical, and we're going to have to match their physicality. But talking about their defense, you've got the corner that's, I don't know where he's going, but he's a good one. Aiden Anding.
Yeah.
You got the two big defensive ends. 24 is Amon Bro.
Yeah.
91 is the Guidry kid. And then the two linebackers. And this is what is really good about their defense is their ends and their linebackers play so well together. And that's how they've been stopping people. But Zarek Hill and Jaden Mayfield are both really good linebackers. So, they have good guys in the secondary also that play the dogs and the safeties and that kind of stuff. But they play good teamwork, is what they play. Great team defense and just play physical and fast. And, and I look at our defense and we do the same thing. So, obviously both those defenses are what's carried our team so far. And then, offensively we've got to try to get some points on the board and take advantage of some things that we try to find out this week, watching film and that kind of thing. But, offensively they got a young quarterback. He's a big kid.
Yeah.
Physical runner. He's a pretty good thrower, but he's a physical runner, and that's the thing that worries us the most. And you got the young tailback Jordyn Hayes. He's been waiting in the wings after all these good tailbacks they've had the last couple of years, and he's a good running back. And then their bread and butter's up front.
Yeah.
Left tackle is Kamarian Williams, number 64. Number 54 is Cameron Vincent, I believe. I don't know how to say it last name, but they're both good. The left side is really good. And then the right side is Kalen Bradley and Sam Nation. So they're all good players. They're going to try to stuff it down our throat, play action passes. They're not hiding anything. We're really not hiding anything. We're going to do what we do. I gave a speech yesterday in our locker room that big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And this is a big-time game for both teams. And we have to make plays. Last year we came up a little short. The year before we made some plays. Year before that they made some plays. And so it's it's just one of those games where our best guys and even the guys that are just going to play a little bit, they've all got to step in and do their part. And it's got to be a team win this week for sure because we got our hands full, and but it's going to be a fun game to coach and be a part of and be at for the fans.
It definitely is, and if you want to be a fan at this game, you need to get out there and watch this live, as these games have always been. It's always one of my favorite games to go to. Growing up as a kid,
never missed it.
Neville Ruston game. I didn't miss one. I haven't missed one since 1976, I think. So, but as we get through this, there still are a couple of tickets. You can get some reserve seats. You can go by and see Miss Joy on Friday. She's going to be out tomorrow, I believe.
She's going to be grandma tomorrow.
Congratulations to Miss Joy on all that as well. But Friday we'll have some reserve seats available. Also, you get there early. You need to get there early. There's been a lot of stuff going on around campus as well, and a
big pep rally Friday morning.
Big pep rally. Remind you can buy the gold T-shirts there in the Tiger Den in Joy Carlson's office. What are those? $20 for the T-shirts? Yeah, $20
$20 for the T-shirts.
All the fans are gold. The students, it's going to be a blackout. But either way, it's a lot of stuff going on at Bill Ruppel Stadium, and also as we're talking about that, we want to wish. Best wishes and prayers, Coach Alan Wise. It looks like as he recovers from his latest surgery.
Came home today after his operated on his second kidney. So, man, without him, hadn't been for Will and Coach Aiken, Coach Dozier, I'd kind of be lost this week. They've stepped in his place, but he does so much for our school and for me as our football ops guy. And he just, prayers go out to him and his family, and just hope he heals fast and everything came all right.
And you talk about a team effort. I always want to take care of that.
Team effort.
Team effort.
Well, before he left, he gave everybody their list. So he's very well organized and just helps us so much with our football program behind the scenes that nobody really knows about. But, he definitely keeps me straight on the things that I have to be at and do and those kind of things. So, hope he gets better soon.
All right, final words. We got a minute left.
Final words.
What
Come
about
out and support
the
us this
Bearcats?
Friday night. It's going to be one heck of a ball game, and I'm looking forward to watching our kids improve another week. And it's midway through the season. Just can't wait to get Friday night here.
Well, we can't wait for Friday night either. If you can't make it to the game, we hope you can. But if you can, you can watch it right here on the Neville Tiger Network or listen to it on Sunny 98.3. For everybody that has joined us today, we had a lot of guests. It's been an exciting Wednesday night here at Melvin's. Don't forget about Will Anders, who's punching all the buttons. Yep, see, there you go. Yeah, he's not waving his hands in the air to sucker in everybody for applause. But for Jordyn and Samra'el, and as well as Isaac, Jake, Coach Burch, Jeff Tannehill, thanks to everybody for making this. I'm Stewart Shelby, going to say goodnight from Melvin's. We'll be back on the air Friday as the Bearcats come to town. Stay tuned for that.